Of course, sometimes finance can be a barrier to independence, and our Every Pound Counts campaign has enabled almost £4 million of benefits to be claimed by those who need it most. For others, ACS teams play an essential role, providing care services from help at home, such as getting washed or dressed, to having a hot meal delivered or physical adaptations to improve safety at home. And we're working to further personalise our services, which will give those who need support even more choice and control.
My role is basically to go and visit clients and assess them in their own home, and I look at their functional abilities. That means, are they having difficulty maybe getting in and out of the bath, getting on and off their chair, on and off a toilet, negotiating their stairs, any kind of area where they're having difficulty with because of their physical situation. So I assess clients, and then following that assessment I then make recommendations for occupational therapy equipment, aids and adaptations to facilitate the client to be able to then perform those tasks safely and independently. Clients usually aren't aware of the service and they're quite surprised at what we're able to provide for them, so it's always a positive outcome to the assessments.
I think this will make a big lot of difference to me personally. So I must thank you for what you did.
The elderly cannot get meals for themselves. Some of them only has a carer maybe coming in once a week, and then when we give them a meal every day, at least they got one hot meal.
My role in brokerage is mainly to put the service in place. If someone rings up, then we contact Fresh and they will put the appropriate meals for that person in place, and also to put domiciliary services in place like carers going in, offering personal care assistance for these older people. We're trying more to keep people more active in the community, and if we're able to provide these services to keep them more independent, living at home, then that's the purpose of providing these services.
It is really important that they see us every day, you know, like delivering their meal, because if sometimes people have a fallen and they're on the floor when you go in, and by going there I know that they're okay on my round every day to each client.
My main involvement with Kenroy has been to help set up his care package, which supports him on a daily basis. So when I first got involved working with Kenroy, his previous placement where he was living was on the verge of breaking down, and he was having some problems, Kenroy, wasn't he?
I'll tell you when I'm better, I told you. Yeah.
And so we started the process of looking for some accommodation, and in the end, after a period of time, Kenroy was offered this flat, and then my job was then to set up a care package around that. I think we've now got a package, Kenroy, where you get 16 hours support a week.
I asked you, I don't know.
Yeah, 16 hours support a week from an outreach service that we commission as a learning disability team. And Kenroy also has quite a lot of involvement from our health colleagues. We work as a partnership, and so as a joint team really with our health colleagues. And Kenroy receives input from psychiatry, the CPN, occupational therapist. He's come from a place of where he's experiencing some real difficulties.
I've been hospitalised. What I've been like, yeah.
He was in hospital, and then he had a period of being homeless.
And took an overdose as well, yeah.
Took an overdose, and he was, living in the one-night shelter as well.
Yeah,
and then,
I've been through a lot, yeah.
And then from that to, within a period of sort of 6 months, really, he's turned your life around, haven't he?
That's what my CPN also, even Lugo was saying that to me today.
Yeah.
All the support I appreciate me. Lugo was saying, even Charles was saying today, he quite appreciate me. Yeah. Even John was saying a few months ago, everyone appreciates me, even mine said to me, appreciate me.
You've been doing very well, Kenroy, and I guess that's the most rewarding thing for me personally, is to see that Kenroy is doing well, and he's happy with his new living situation.
I'm happy.
And that's a wonderful thing. You come to work and see real changes for people. It's a great thing.
I'm trying to put all the things past behind me. I'm trying to think about it, trying to be happy.
Yeah.
We take calls from people with physical disabilities and learning disabilities. Sometimes it can be challenging when they have learning disabilities. They may have a problem trying to express themselves, so you basically have to slow down the call. Sometimes ask them to repeat themselves, but try not to do it too much. But most of the time we get there. We have had a few that have had speech impediments that, as they get more nervous on the phone, it's harder to understand them. But we get there in the end.